Well, I made a few videos and uploaded them to my channel, and I got the comment just a few minutes ago. I noticed this comment. It just said food. And I've been thinking a lot about food lately, and so I thought, well, let's answer this comment with a food video. And you'll see I'm cooking today, as I always cook. Most days I cook, maybe once every 2 days, 2-3 days, I cook this particular dish, which is rice and beans. And every time I go to the supermarket here in the UK, I'm continuously seeing that there's fewer and fewer things that it's possible to even consider eating. Firstly, everything's packaged in plastic, and the plastic is poisonous stuff, and anything that sits in plastic for any length of time is going to be absorbing these poisons. And so I don't like to buy things in plastic. Now, tinned foods used to be in tins. Sometimes you could buy them in bottles, but nowadays it's pretty hard to find anything that isn't in a tin that's coated with this poisonous plastic on the inside. And so what I do is I buy rice in the biggest bag I can find. So it's in plastic, but most of the rice is not in contact with the plastic itself. Then I buy these beans, and what I do is the beans are in some kind of chili sauce, and I pour the beans into the rice, and I don't wash out what's left in the can. I throw down the drain what's left of the liquid around the edges of the can, because this is the part that's going to be most polluted, if you like, with plastic. And so in this way I'm kind of, although I don't like eating the beans, there's nothing else to choose from. And so I've narrowed down the things that I buy and eat to a very, very, very small number of items. And on that list there's no meat, there's no fish. The fish is probably the most poisonous substance on the planet now. The state of the oceans and the amount of plastic in the oceans and so on, besides all the other stuff. And so it's very disappointing to go shopping. I suppose the upside to this is that I don't spend a lot on food anymore, and so I have more money to spend on making these videos and things like that. I'm going to get my list. I'll get my list. Okay, there's 19 items on this list. This is all that I eat. I don't eat anything else that isn't on this list. Rice, beans, bread or flour, milk, butter, cheese, sour cream, corn chips, coffee, chocolate, tomatoes, sultanas, oats, orange juice, water, salt, black pepper, peanut butter, and I've got olive oil in question mark here. I haven't bought any. I haven't felt like buying any. I don't know why. Maybe I don't know why. Perhaps I'll buy it. It's not something I use regularly. I don't do any cooking in oil. I only cook in this pot that I showed you, if I do any cooking, and most of the stuff I eat is actually uncooked. It's bread and cheese and oats and milk and that kind of thing. Now, some of the things, since I started this list, some of the things that I've been buying I've had to change. For example, I used to buy cheddar cheese, and the type of cheese that I bought from the local co-op was called Welsh cheddar. And a few months ago I went to the co-op. The place was a Welsh cheddar. It's gone. There is no Welsh cheddar in the shop. Okay, so I thought, well, there's English cheddar in its place. I took the English cheddar. As soon as I opened the packet, it just smelt really bad, really bad. And I cut some up, and I just felt like I just didn't want to eat this stuff. So I went back to the shop. The next time I needed cheese, I went back and had a look, and I found one called Pilgrim's Choice on special. So I thought, well, with the names like that, it's probably going to be okay. And so I took it. It was a lot more expensive than the Welsh, and it wasn't as good as the Welsh stuff, not at all. But it was not as foul as this English stuff, and so I've been eating that. But it's not ideal. It's not ideal. Now the milk, because the cheese and the milk is coming from the same supplier, really, I suppose. I don't know, maybe. I'm a bit concerned about the milk, and so I have changed my milk to a milk that is more than twice the price of the milk I've been previously buying. And I'm hoping that by buying a better milk, I can contribute more to my own health and well-being. Because I don't trust the food. Now, with 1% of the wealth of the world owned by that 1% of the wealthy, or let's say 90% owned by 1% of the wealthy, they also own the systems that control all of this. There's nothing I can do about the quality of the food in the supermarket. Nothing I could do. And as I don't have unlimited funds, I can't go to special boutique shops. And even if I did, I wouldn't trust half the stuff that's being sold marked as organic and this kind of thing, because I've tried these substances and they're not what they're marked to be. There's profits involved and cheating. And the British are the most cheating race on the planet. So you can't trust what's in British shops. Less so than any other country, really. And so what do we do about this food? Well, all we can do is die from it, I'm afraid. Have deficiency diseases, I'm afraid. Because nobody's doing anything about it. Nobody's creating a world which is healthier and safer for ourselves, our children, and everybody else. Nobody's creating this. Nobody's eliminating the plastic from the supermarket. Nobody's creating systems whereby we take our glass objects and have them filled up. Nobody's making or have returnable bottles or something like this. Nobody's eliminating the plastic canning process. Nobody's doing anything about these inherent problems that we live with daily and are corrupting our very bodies and natures as we simply eat what is on the shelves in our shops. That's all I wanted to say. It's a very, very difficult situation. I don't know how other people cope with it. Maybe people just buy all this rubbish, highly processed foods and just die from it. I don't know. But I won't buy this stuff. And I've shown you the very, very limited food which I'm able to find to eat. And the sorry state of affairs it is. And I call on somebody out there to do something about it, because there's nothing I can do. And unless some wealthy, rich person watches this video in some position of power and authority, what can I do? Nothing. Thanks for watching.